Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with kind of a strange little video. It's actually a do-over of the background for this page. I made this page and videoed it yesterday, and it was a lift of this one, which is by Susanne Rose Art, using a Dina Wakley art journal page which has a coated paper in it, and she used NeoColor art crayons, aquarelle crayons, which I've got here. And what I did was I used some visible image stamps, and I stamped this image straight onto the paper, and then kind of used several different stamp sets for the grungy parts. I did the watercolor circle around this mask using the lightest color, and then I added more around it. What I noticed was that I couldn't get the intensity that she got here. Now this intensity and contrast may have been pumped up by some filters, and it may not be quite that vivid, but I thought I would give it a try. And what I thought was that the colors might move around more, and I may be able to put more layers without compromising the structure of the paper if I coat the paper with gesso. So I've done that, and this is kind of a do-over. Anyway, to finish this story, this video was corrupted. I've tried several things and I've just not been able to upload it. So you'll never see that video. I'm gonna give it another shot, and I'm just gonna do the background and not make the page, because what I'm probably going to do the next time is stamp some florals and make a wreath out of it. And I don't think I will use the grungy stamping, because you can kind of figure out what I did there. And these dark black spots are, let's see if I can pull it up. It's the Crafter's Workshop TCW black modeling paste. And I used my standard coffee ring stencil for that. So I did those all around, and that just kind of gave it some additional texture and a greater intensity of blackness than I was getting with the stamping. So I'm going to put this aside again. I'll show this to you again as an example. I don't have a black NeoColor crayon, but I do have a black Vicky Bouton crayon, so I may do some of this black around with that. So what I'm going to do here is, again, kind of exactly how I started yesterday. And I'm just going to put these kind of over here to the side. I'm going to kind of scratch around with different colors, and I'm doing this. It's going to behave differently on the gesso, but I just don't know how, and I kind of want to see that. I want to see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to let that be there. I'm going to kind of go back and add in some more different blues in different areas. I'm going to add this darker teal that I used right there, and I'll kind of scratch that in. And now I'm going to do some of the lime green, and I'm going to scratch it in kind of hard, because I want that color to show. And I'll put some there, maybe a little there, and there. And I think I'm going to do some yellow as well. And okay, so now that I've got that there, I'm going to use the technique that I had the best luck with on this page, which was right in here when I actually sprayed directly on. I did, and I will show you that. I'll get some water in this little bowl. I did that and used a paintbrush to kind of go around, and that worked really nicely. In fact, I like it so well on here. It worked well, but I wasn't getting the pooling that I wanted. And of course, that pooling is going to be greatly improved by the with the gesso on the background. So let me get this and go in the yellow first, and then move down into here. This paintbrush is a little bit stiffer than the one I had yesterday. And it's moving the color around nicely, actually. I may still go back and spray. So what I said I was going to do, I'm just actually thinking I may not do it. This is actually, what I'm doing here is blurring the lines where the crayon scratched in. And I kind of want that blurred for the watery look. And okay, I like that. I like that color. The intensity of that color is really making me happy. Let me get into the yellow there. And then I'm gonna go, this is great. All the difference in the world. Yesterday, when I was trying to get the lines to blur, I used so much water that it was really compromising the paper. So this way, with the gesso, that's not going to happen. And the lines are definitely being blurred, and it's picking up that that pigment nicely. I'm going to bring some more of this teal color over in here. Now, what I thought might be nice as a use for this is to make a wreath with some finely cut leaves and flowers in white that actually this color shows through. So we'll see how that works. Now I'm going to add in, I'm going to blot this green water out of here. And I'm going to clean my brush. Get that back over here. It's not spraying there. Okay, let me get this kind of clean. Okay, and I'm going to take my red and scratch on there kind of unevenly in a couple of areas kind of opposite one another diagonally. And I'm going to add in some of this more fuchsia type red, just in a couple spots, kind of as if it fades into that. And now let's try moving that around and seeing how it blends in. And I'm going to try to do it without getting close enough to wet green color so that I avoid mud. If the green is dried and I could have hit it with the heat gun and done that. And I could just have lots of fun with that all day long. Let me, there. Okay, that's kind of something I was trying to get. Okay, I really like that because it's kind of gotten some water reactivity in several of the colors. I'm going to wick this part up and I realize that that has kind of compromised the color there, but I can go back with some more crayon and restore that if I need to. But right now I'm going to use do the rest of the red, the warm colors. I'll let some of that go in, move into this blue. Okay, again, I'm going to get this way and kind of spritz that a bit because it's that moving watercolor look that I'm going for. Okay, so over here I'd kind of like to make that a little bit prettier because I intend for that to show. So let me try this technique. I'm going to spread some color on the acetate mask, and then I'm going to spritz it with some water, and I'll pick it up and go back in over here. Okay, I want some of that darker teal color, and let me get some water to pick that up. And I'm going to wick up some of this red. That's left kind of a white spot there, and I can move this around, and let me pick up some more. I really am liking that color everywhere that it occurs on here. So, and it's blue, it's a greenish blue, but it still kind of blends okay with that red. Get in there. Again, with some strong blue. I'm wondering if, and this I have no idea. Okay, that seems to be okay. Now let's move that around. Okay, I like that. It's got that intensity. A lot of the pigment stays on top. I was wondering if the water would kind of dilute the pigment. Okay, so now I'm going to go back over here with some of this blue and kind of get that more intense. So you can just do layer after layer to get the level of pigmentation that you want. I'm actually gonna try that. Okay, that left kind of a scratchy look, and it's nice. It's kind of textural. So I'm gonna add some right there, and see if I can get that same kind of waxy-ish crayon look, which actually in the original kind of looks like a paint texture. Okay, so I'm going to leave this as it is. That's my demo on doing the background. Now, obviously, I used the colors differently around this, and then in the original, there is the black shading. If I do that, and I don't know that I will, if I do that, I will do it after all of this is dry. And I'm probably just going to leave it like this for now and let it dry, and then we'll see what I make with it. And I may, on National Scrapbooking Day, which is tomorrow, I may finish this page for you in a separate video. So thank you for watching, and I used, as I mentioned in my video yesterday that no one will ever see, I used these NeoColor crayons. I don't have a huge selection of colors, but I have the ones that I knew I'd probably use, so you know how much I love the blues and aquas and teals. And they have different characteristics from the Vicki Boutin crayons or from Tim Holt's Distress crayons or anyone else's crayons, or even the gelatos. And I have all of those, and I have them because they're good in different ways for different things. And I haven't used my aquarelles or my NeoColors in a while, and when I saw hers, I thought, oh, okay, let's do that. And to be honest, what I've used these for mostly is when I was making a lot of cards, I stamped images and then colored with the NeoColor. It's the quickest way to get a really pretty watercolor look on a stamped image. So on my next page I may stamp this, this same butterfly and do a couple of those and kind of show you how I did it. With this one, I stamped it on top of a previously colored piece of paper. Then I wasn't entirely happy with how it looked, so I splattered it, and then I also went over and scratched in some of the red and then spread it with a brush that was wet with just a little bit of water. So I can show you that when I finish the page. But for now, this was just a quickie to get it out there for Mixed Media Mayhem and to make up for the fact that my video didn't get loaded. So thank you for watching. Let me kind of get that there. Okay, bye.